Look who I have. Oh. Hi, Leathur Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. Take a look at this makeup, if you will. See what I came up with, even in these low light conditions. If you want to see how I did it, stay tuned. Okay, I gotta tie my hair up, and I got my arms full of love here because I realized if I don't grab him now, he's just gonna run under my bed. Yes! Okay. Hot, hot, hot. Now, we're gonna put some makeup on. Alright, I washed my hands. I want to do something a little different. Actually, I'm going to do several things different in this video. I'm going to start off with lipstick so that I don't look totally unfinished till the very end. Also, I want to make some mention. I have a little bit of the Ordinary Fluid Foundation just to cover up where I may have gotten a little bit of redness. I blotted my eyebrows so they're a little less harsh. I still don't want to stop using these things since I have so many of them. The lipstick I'm using is by Popfeel, and the number is B09. And if I have to name one favorite new company, at least for lipsticks, new to me anyway, it would have to be Popfeel. I'm really impressed with the quality of these lipsticks, especially their scent and their taste. I wonder if other colors would have different flavors. This seems to be vaguely on a grape side. It'd be interesting if I got an orange and it tasted and smelled like orange. I don't know. But if I'm going to have a scent, of course I wanted a scent that I love. But the most important thing is to not have a scent or a taste that's annoying. I think that's something we can all agree on. Yeah. Doesn't that look a lot better? I wish you could smell this. One thing I don't wish for you is to feel as hot as I'm feeling right now. I turned the fan off. Well, it's not blowing in my direction anyway, and it would just possibly interfere with the audio. Now, the way the light is reflecting here, it makes this look skinnier than this, and I assure you it's an optical illusion. One of the things I tried to do to supplement my lighting, I got a big heavy mirror to the left of me over here, and I thought that was going to add more light to here, but maybe because I'm this close to the mirror, the window, so it doesn't seem to me that that mirror did any good at all. All right, the first thing I want to do is, I covered my eyelids with a little bit of this, and that is not very tacky, so it's not going to give a sticky surface to grab anything on. So I'm going to go into my trusty bag of all things concealer, and I'm going to get my ColorMates solid cream foundation. This is the Compact Makeup in the color Light. What else would I use? And I'm going to carefully put it on my eyelids without disturbing my eyebrow makeup. Then I'm going to do the other side. Don't need a lot. I really love how this color gives the proper opaque pale base for my eyeshadows. I am going to, next thing I'm going to do is, I still want to continue like the last makeup that I did where I focused on single pan shadows. I want to continue that theme, but I'm going to use one color from a palette. This is the Cmaa Red eyeshadow palette, and you can see it has one pale matte color, And so I'm going to use that to prep my eyelid all over. It almost doesn't matter what brush I use. Since I seem to have more of these kind than anything else, I'm going to use a big fluffy brush. This is a vegan B&H Cosmetics Studio Pro Vegan 5, I believe. And I'm just going to dip it into this white. And I'm going to use this mirror here, and I'm going to put this all over. Now this is not quite my color. This actually is darker. I didn't realize how much darker than my skin color this is. But I'm going to do it on the other side anyway. And then I'm going to have to find a matte white so that I can hit my brow bones with something lighter. I am going ahead and I'm covering my eyelids so that they allow, I'm covering the eyelid with this powder so that I can blend easier. Oh, wish I could do something about the sweat here. I got to find a matte white, so hold on a second. Couldn't find a matte white too easily, so I'm going to go ahead with another palette. This is the ULTA Beauty Sparkle or Shine Brighter, the Christmas palette from 2019, and it has one white. It's a frosty white, and I believe it's something to do with snow or let it snow or whatever the hell it is. I'm going to break one of my old rules. I'm going to go ahead and use the same brush that I did the all over color, and I am going to dip it into the white. And using my mirror, I'm going to just get that ½ inch below my eyebrows. And because I had such a coating of the previous color, I may have to do a good sweeping back and forth to actually make a difference. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye. And I'll tell that I have some on when I see some shimmer, since the color I used all over was matte. And I hit my face up to the light, I could see that shimmer, then I know I've done enough. Oh, now I can put this back here. And Tabby Boy and Cassie left my room. They've decided they do not feel like putting up with my creative endeavors at this time. So I want to come up with some cool colors. And some of these colors I have not used in a long time. This here is a CoverGirl, those single pan shadows. I believe they call them color slicks, kind of like this happened to be, I'm sure, the same time when they were doing the one coat nail polishes that they call it the color slicks. I'm going to use another big fluffy brush. This is a B&H Cosmetics number 5. And this is a matte navy blue color, and I'm going to be very, very, very careful with this. I'm going to touch the top of this brush here. Then I am going to look in the mirror, and I'm going to very lightly just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now, if I hadn't put a base of powder all over my eyelid, what would end up happening is way too much of this color would come off, and that would ruin things. Really don't want to do too much of this blue. I'm going to bring this computer up to the back wall to make sure that they're kind of symmetrical. Just a little bit. Yeah. Now, where am I going to put these? Okay, you always have to have a system to decide where you're going to put your brushes when you're done with each color. I'm going to get, now this is the B&H Cosmetics Studio Pro number 17. And the next color I am going to get is, oh, this should be fun. This is from the H.I.P High Intensity Pigments by L'Oreal, and these are the Bright Shadow Duos, and the name of the colors is Reckless, and it's actually two purples. You can see there is a plum matte, and there is a purple. It's not very frosty. Now, in order to get any kind of color payoff at all, I have to use the tail of this brush, and I'm scraping along here. I'm going to work with the plum. You know what? Yeah, I guess I could still use this brush. The tiniest amount. Don't want to be overwhelming with this color. Now, I'm going to go back near the crease, and I'm going to go closer to here. Not quite the absolute corner, inner corner here, but kind of near there. And I'm going to hit the circle here. It's a small circle. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just the tiniest amount on here. And you do want to try to leave some space in the absolute corner because I want to be able to put a frosty highlight of some kind in that area. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's get up close. See if you can see that. You really don't want to put more color on the brush if you can help it. Melting. I am melting. Yes, I am. I don't know what the temperature is like out there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in the early 80s. This brush here is B&H Cosmetics number 6. Nice, big, fluffy brush. Now, I'm going to go back into the H.I.P High Intensity Pigments, the same duo that I showed you, Reckless. And let's get into this purple here. And scratch a little bit, touch just a little bit, knock off the excess. When I say a little bit, I mean just a little bit. And let's get up close to my back wall here so that you can see this better. And I'm actually going to use my mirror here. I mean, not my mirror. I'm going to use the camera computer screen. And I'm going to go over the crease using that purple. And I'm going to blend both those colors. Then I'm going to tap this again to that purple. Blend off the excess. Then I'm going to repeat this on the other side. See how this blends those colors? Sweep, 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 sweep. Sweep, 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 sweep. I think I'm going to get some more of that purple. There's still some fallout from the scratching. Tap off. Can you imagine if I tried to do this without covering my eyelids with a powder first? This would be so dark and so muddy right now. This technique really makes it easier to blend colors. Just try to confine your sweeping to the exact crease. I think I can get a little bit more on. I can't tell you when's the last time I used this. When I got it, I was so... They'd done a very heavy ad campaign for these shadows, these colors, the H.I.P, High Intensity Pigments. And the price was never quite palatable enough for my frugalness. So when I saw some of these half price at my beauty supply place, I was really thrilled. And I got like 3 shadow duos, and I got a cream blush. I was so stoked. If something never lowers in price, I may never get it. I'm just that way. And now I have so much makeup, I just want to use up the stuff I have. Except for certain things that I have to keep on buying because they do use up and it's not safe to use them when germs get in them. You know, things like mascaras and stuff. But these powdery makeups, they can last a real long time. And rather than buy new palettes, I want to use up these things. It makes me feel good when I make a dent in things. I want to be able to have the satisfaction of having things that I could throw out because I totally used them up. In this economy, I think it's the right thing to do. One other thing, though, that's really getting on my nerves, I think it's probably because of the uneven lighting. It looks like part of my lipstick. It just, maybe it's the lighting, but okay. I don't know if that mirror is doing any damn good. I'm going to bring something else out to show you guys. This is from e.l.f. They had a little subsidiary called Sugar Kiss. And Sugar Kiss was a line of really sparkly, glittery things. And this is a shimmery powder. It's a Sugar Kiss Shimmer Eye Dust. And the color, you know what, I can't even read the label, but it's some kind of pale metallic blue. And I'm going to just shake some onto my hand. And I'm going to get a small brush, but not too small. Okay, I'll use something that's a good packing brush. And this is a B&H Cosmetics Studio Pro number 7. It has so many uses. I think it's called a small shader brush. But I'm going to use this and I'm going to touch it. One side's good enough. And you see how much I got on there. Now I want to take a look in a mirror so I don't screw up. And I'm going to be very careful applying it on the lid. I love how this sparkles. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. I don't need to add more powder, shimmery stuff to this because there's enough on my hand. And I'm sure if I you know what, I need to put some more in. It feels good to use things up. It really does. My wallet likes it too. I'm going to use a mirror. Now let's get a good close-up look. Check for symmetry. Okay. Now, I'm going to get these two Wet n Wild brushes. They're very similar. This one's a little bit bigger. This is called a small crease brush, and this is called a large crease brush. And I want to give you a comparison here. The large crease brush is a tiny bit longer, and the brush is a tiny bit bigger, but the differences are negligible. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a bigger one. And I'm going to dip into an Avon single shadow. And this is called Retro Peacock. And this is something else I'm going to probably have to scratch with the tail of the brush. This is very old shadow. This is from my stint as an Avon lady. And the takeaway from when I was an Avon representative is my mother and I were my best customers. yeah. I mean, especially, you can build up your makeup collection, definitely, and you do get a small discount, but oh my goodness, the temptation to buy everything that you love as soon as it goes on the deepest discount that you can find. And because you learn the sales cycles, you can kind of tell when you're going to get deals. But oh yeah, I spent money. I did not make money doing that. So I'm going to touch this little bit of green, and I am going to I'm going to reinforce the crease right here. Get some more. May need to do that again. I want to just be able to see it. Now I'm going to do the other side. I really do think now more than ever, it's important to play up your eyes if you're going to be out wearing masks. And people are starting to really get into it, which is good if it helps. It's hard to know who to believe anymore. There's so much conflicting information out there. Now, I think I need to do some cleanup here. I can see that it looks like I got a smear up here. I want the eye to look more like this. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You see how you see more what looks like bare lid space here than you do here. So I'm going to use a clean Wet n Wild crease brush, and I'm going to use that to try to clean up this area here. And as it starts to get colored up with the product, just going to sweep and clean it over on my arm that's moist with all the sunblock I'm wearing. I cleared off more of my window to let in as much light as possible, so I'm very well coated in sunblock because I don't want these UV rays getting at my arms and my legs and all that. Now I'm going to reach over and get the white again so that I can go try to find that first brush that I used that should be covered up with. You know what? I can't find it, so I'm going to... Oh, maybe this is it here. Yeah. This is the first brush that I used. I started with the pale, I thought, coating, and then I used the white. I'm going to use this again. I'm going to go back into this ULTA Beauty Shine Brighter Christmas 2019 palette to get that frosty white color. And I am going to take a look in the mirror here, and I want to make sure that the brow bone area looks light enough. And for symmetry's sake, I am going to do the same thing on the other side so both eyes match. One thing doing this will blend up over the crease colors some more, make it a bit more of a wearable look for those of you who are a little timid about some of these really dramatic looks. I also see that I may have smeared my eyebrow color a little bit, so I'm going to get the pencil again. I don't want to keep on going over my eyebrow with this because that is what's going to make it very dark. But you see how it seems thicker here than it does here because I covered so much over with eyeshadow. Alrighty. Let's bring this up close to the computer so we can see. Oh, and I gave myself a smudge. Look at my hands. Touching my computer and touching my, and I don't have a washcloth, but I do have paper towel. Look at this. My goodness. You know what? I'm going to have to wash my hands. Hold on a second. I went in the other bathroom to check on the lighting, and you know what? I saw that it was a little uneven, so I added a little bit more green to the crease here just to even up things. And the next thing I want to do is I want to go back into this CoverGirl navy blue color with the original brush I used, which was a B&H Cosmetics number 5. And I'm going to dip into this brush. And I want to intensify this outer V color. So I love this technique of touching a circle, making a dot, and wiggling a little bit. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead though. You see what this looks like? And before I blend that out, I want to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going just above that outer corner thing. And like I've shown you in previous videos, I'm going to tap and pull up and out. Tap, pull up and out. And out should be approximately where the end of your eyebrow is. It should go an angle like this. Some people use tape to make it even, but that's if you set out right away knowing what you're doing. This look that you're seeing is something that I'm spontaneously coming up with. So I didn't diagram this in advance. I'm going to go and touch some more of this blue to this. And I am going to really give a nice touch. It feels good for me using these single pan shadows. All these shadows, because I bought them singly, I bought them because I really wanted them. And because they were on sale. I can't lie and say that wasn't part of the motivation. But when you buy palettes, and even though you probably buy a palette because you love a bunch of things about it, hopefully it's the colors that you love about it the most. It shouldn't be just because the price was right. But with palettes are kind of like record albums. There's a chance you might not like everything on it. Whereas single pan shadows are like 45s. Or the people that download music and they buy individual tracks. Now, I'm going to check in that bathroom to see what the lighting is, and I'll be back with our next step. Okay, I'm very happy with this so far, but I want to brighten up this shiny turquoisey lid color. So I'm going to go back at the Sugar Kiss Shimmer Eye, or yeah, Shimmer Eye Dust, excuse me. And really don't need a lot, but this will spill all over. You really have to tighten these a lot because they will open up and they will scatter throughout your makeup bag. It sure did on me. Let's get a close-up at this. And of course this will shake off and get on your makeup. That's just something that's going to happen. So but don't take it higher than the crease though, because what's going to happen is when you blink your lids, the shimmer is going to come over onto the mat, and kind of you want to try not to let that happen more than is going to happen naturally anyway. I would like to do some more with this. Now this is an e.l.f. single shadow, and I don't have the thing, the packaging. Oh, wait a minute. It is called, I don't know why it's called this color. The color of this is actually called Periwinkle, but this is absolutely gray. It's a little bit more metallic than it is matte, but it's still not very, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. Anyway, I'm going to take this number 17 B&H Cosmetics brush, and I'm going to tap it onto here, remove the excess. Then I'm going to go for the inner corners. And that may or may not be visible, but even if it's not very visible, it will help to do a little bit of blending. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now let's do some eyeliner. The first thing I want to do, I want to carry on the themes of the makeup that I already have on. So I'm going to start off with this green shadow that we already used, and I just got to find the brush that I used for it previously. Oh no, I can't, because I used a fluffy brush for it previously. So no, I didn't. I used another brush like this, and it should be where all these brushes are. You know what happened when you use baskets like this? Brushes fall out, and I bet it fell down someplace I least want it to fall down, which means I'm going to have no choice but to dirty up another brush. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this other Wet n Wild. This is a small crease brush, and I'm going to touch it to Retro Peacock by Avon, and I'm going to go right under my lash line. Looks kind of subtle. I'm going to do it again on the other side. It's better to go too subtle and pass over it again rather than get too heavy a line and then have to clean it up. I'm going to repeat that. If you happen to have green eyes like I do, adding green to your under eye will bring them out. But with this color, a little goes a long way because it's so dark. And you really, I think, need to offset it with some lighter colors and some brighter colors. You could also use it as to make a smoky eye. But I would definitely use a powder underneath it to make blending easier. It really is so much easier and saves a lot of time. I'm going to find a black eyeliner. Got my eyeliner. Today I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild H2O Proof. Give it a good shake. And hopefully this will not smear on me with my sweating and all that stuff as I do the one-handed computer balance. You know, I don't like how I did that in the middle. I really don't want to have to fix it. I'm going to use the mirror. Let's see what this looks like up close. I'm going to repeat this under my eyes. And I hope some of that green still shows up. It might not. See, I had no choice but to put black eyeliner on my lower lash line because I could see how some of this eyeliner smudged. It really is a good idea to let this eyeliner dry before moving your eyes. And I always forget this. I think I'm going to smudge that not mascara, that eyeliner line using the brush that I use to apply the green, the dark green under my eyes, but I'm not going to trust this for the mirror. I'm going to actually no, I see what I'm going to do. I'm going to intensify this eyeliner first because the fact that it's skipped and is uneven is just bugging me. See, what I did is I ended up, this line got so thick here that I have no choice but to thicken it out here. And that also means I'm going to have to thicken this one up to match. So this is how I end up with these real thick eyeliners. I don't always intend. And right now I'm touching up where I could see some of the frosty turquoise powder seems to be peeking through underneath the eyeliner. Let this dry so we can put some mascara on. And for mascara, I'm going to use this Skull Mascara by a Chinese company called Heng Fang. It's got such a nice big brush. And if this ever comes, if they make a waterproof version, I would like to get it. I think it's interesting how this lipstick seems like it's wearing away already. And I haven't even finished this makeup tutorial. I need to do a little bit of cleanup here. I brought a stack of these cotton rounds just so that I would not be unprepared this time. But I don't need all that much of them, so I tear them in half. And sometimes I tear them in quarters if I only need a wee little bit. Now I'm going to do the rest of this as quickly as possible so that it doesn't start the old raccoon eyes routine. Then you get into the endless cycle where you clean it up, then you apply more foundation, then it interacts with your mascara and your eyeliner, and it raccoons again, and you wipe it off again, then you have to apply more foundation, and it just becomes this endless cycle. And that's why so many people decide to forego wearing foundation or mascara or eyeliner. And, you know, if you start not doing things, then I think you lose some of your glamour, and who wants that? So I'm going to get a cheek color. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the colors I was looking for. I want to refresh this lipstick because it should not have faded. Not during the time that I'm filming a video. I've already had my second cup of coffee today. Matter of fact, I had a third. I haven't sipped any beverages during the time I'm filming this. Yeah, I think this looks better. Now, for the blush, I'm going to use another CoverGirl color. I believe the name for this is the Cheekers line. And I couldn't tell you what the actual color was, the labels on it, off of it for a long time. But it looks like a bright plum color, a plum purplish color. And I'm using a Vivace brush. And if you can hear that, that's our lovely neighborhood sounds. I really wish I could have a sign saying quiet filming in session. But you know, if people saw that, they would just get really noisy deliberately to be assholes. How is this? And for highlighting, I'm going to do something here. This is by Wet n Wild, and this is their Color Icon series, and this is actually creamy glitter, and this is silver, and the tiniest little bit, you know, with glitter, a little goes a long way, and I'm just sticking my finger on this a couple of times, get a little bit of the glitter on my finger. Then I'm going to go just where light would hit it. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, because it's very easy to go from so little you can hardly see it to too much, and I don't want to do that. And gonna go a little bit here, a little bit here, and very carefully touch a little bit to the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to close the window because I think they're being too loud outside. So, do you like this look? I'm going to take my hair down. Now, I had to move into a different room because there is no way I could keep on filming with the gentleman having that loud conversation right literally underneath my window. And since I don't have a soundproof studio, I'm just going to have to make do wherever. And you know what? The light's pretty good in here, even though I have to be careful because I'm being bombarded with UV rays. So, do you like this look? I do. I'm very happy with it. And just goes to show what you can come up with when you go dig out your single pan eyeshadows that are probably been drawing dust in the bottom of your makeup bag someplace. I love this look. It's cool. It's got so many colors blended in together. And now that you know how to do it, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. I make 3 new videos a week for your viewing pleasure, and I would love to take you along with me on my adventures. When you hit the subscribe, make sure that bell looks like it's ringing and you won't miss anything. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.